Hey yo guys, and welcome back for another Blue Protocol Star Resonance video. So we did get access to modules as well as some level 60 gear. So there's things we can do to kind of get stronger and get ready for these master mode dungeons. So let's jump into it. Okay, so for starters, there are some things that we have access to now that we didn't really have access to before. So if we go into the store and we look at the colorful store, go to the honor coin store, you should see things like these raw attack modules as well as the guardian and support modules. Now, you're going to want to purchase all of these, in my opinion, from this shop when you do have extra honor coins. However, something to keep in mind is that you are mostly just going to be using the one that's for your role. So this is my healer or my support character, so I should focus on buying the support modules first. So we'll go ahead and purchase those, and then we'll go ahead and take a look at what we get. I actually need to use these just like we need to use the support ones that we just used. So we'll go ahead and open all of those as well, and then open all of these attacks as well. So we'll go ahead and go into our menu here and check on our modules. So we do have all of these different modules. Now, really quickly, the color of the nodes can indicate what kind of actual module it is. So for example, when you see a green node, like what you're seeing here, that means it's going to be a support node. Also, you can notice the shape of the image here, but if we scroll further down, we'll see there's ones like this one that are blue, meaning that it is a guardian or tanking node, and you'll see the shape there as well. And then we can also see that we have attack nodes as well, being this shape right here. And notice how those are red nodes. So keep that in mind too, and then also try to recognize that even if we have that shape, it might look slightly different, because like this right here is going to be a support node, but because it's only a blue quality instead of a purple quality, it does look slightly different when it comes to that icon. So keep that in mind. Now, something you're going to want to do is go ahead and go over to maxroll and take a look at what they're going to recommend for your general modules. That will help you get a feel for what it is you're going to be looking for. So if we go over to maxroll here, and then we go to the gearing and scroll down, what you'll see is that down here below our gems, you start to see the modules that are recommended on maxroll. Now, again, as always, this is just going to be a place to start, and you may want to tailor this more to your playstyle and the decisions that you're making along with like your talent tree and things like that. But in general, I think this is going to be a good place to start. So for us, we want things like life wave, life condescence, healing enhance, healing boost, crit focus, and team luck and crit. So what we can do is we can then go through here and filter these exact options. Ideally, we want to check for things that already have 2 of the following entries and just kind of go ahead and put those options in here. Okay, so once we have selected what we want in here, again, I'm changing this to have at least 2 of the ones that I'm looking for. And then you can kind of just pick whatever you want here. I don't think it really matters. The important thing is we're actually looking for the entries that we want. So we're going to hit confirm. And then we can see that all of these different options do have these options that I'm looking for. From here, I would just more or less go down the list and see. So for me, the very first option that I actually have access to is going to be this healing enhancement effect. And so as you can see, both of the pieces that I have equipped right now both give +9 to the healing enhancement. So what that actually means is we click on the icon here and we will be able to see what the different levels give you. But notice how you don't actually get what you think you probably would from healing enhancement. So level 1 all the way up until level 4 is just going to be a combination of extra magic attack and intellect. However, at level 5, we do see that we get expertise skill healing +7.2%. So what we're kind of noticing, right, is that you need to get these different levels to level 5 and level 6 to actually get the bonuses here. Everything before that is just kind of, I mean, they're nice stats to have, but again, it's not really the important part. The important part is this expertise healing that we're trying to look for. If we also look at this, we can see we can actually get this with only 16 nodes, and currently we have 18. So theoretically, we could actually go and drop 2 nodes somewhere if we had an option to do that. Unfortunately, at this point in time, we don't really have anything that we can realistically do better than this. So we're going to go ahead and probably just keep this here because we do have the level 5 increasing our healing. And so we'll just kind of wait for that. But ideally, you want to try and just stack up different ability boosts like this in an optimal fashion without losing any points. Something I also want to mention is that having looked at my mods, I kind of assumed that the best we could get was actually only going to be 14. However, one of my guild mates who I was talking to, shout out to Ebb and Flow for getting the insanely good module, who showed me this mod that they had where clearly they have up to 17 points. So you can get a lot of really great rolls in this, even with these purple pieces for modules. So hopefully you'll be able to get some good, powerful modules that will help you get level 5 of these different bonuses. And ideally, you know, you'd try and get 2 level 5 bonuses, but you have to work with what you have. If you guys are liking the video, give the video a like down below, add a comment if you have any questions or have anything that you want to discuss down there. I'm always happy to read and interact with you guys in the comments there. Subscribe to the channel if you want to support the channel and see more videos like this. We are trying to hit 500 subscribers and we are closing in on 400 right now, which has been amazing progress. Thank you guys so much, and let's get back to the video. Also, something I want to mention too is if you click on the data tab here, you'll see that it actually does kind of give me a overall summary of what I'm getting from my actual effects. So you can see that I got this level 5 here, and then healing boost level 1's only giving us 5 magic attack, and lucky focus is giving us max HP. So nothing really too important, but again, we are in the early stages of this, and so we're not really going to have too many effects. We don't even have the option to enhance these yet, which I'm assuming is going to come soon. But just keep that in mind. This is going to get better. These are probably going to open up more slots or give more stats. So there's lots more options for the system to grow as well. So now that we kind of know more about modules, let's go ahead and talk about some other things that kind of became available and we can kind of use with the information we have about modules. So for perfect example, let's go back to the store here and we'll take a look at the other modules I didn't buy before. So these are attack modules, and I don't really care too much about them. However, what I can do is I can go over to Grace here, over in this general area, the other side of the counter we've been so familiar with. We can go over to Grace here and we can go ahead and dismantle these modules that we did just get. So what you'll see here is that we do have a lot of different attack ones here. I already filtered it by attack modules. We may want to keep some of these other ones, but notice what happens when we start dismantling some of these modules. We have the ability to obtain this right here. So what this means is you can actually dismantle these attack modules that I don't actually need, and I can either get like Luno, or we can get more of these module pieces out to potentially craft some more modules. So we'll go ahead and just say, okay, I want to get rid of all of these and I'll just dismantle them right off the bat. Perfect. So we did get 29 advanced module components here. So if we talk to Grace again, we can go to the module exchange store and take a look. So it does take 50 to purchase one module, but as you can see, you can just convert modules of the type you didn't want to use into the type that you want, even though the ratio is not very good. But it's at least something that you can get out of over the long term when you're buying those from the store for classes or specs that you're not planning to play. Something else I want to mention too is that if you go into your monster hunt list, you'll see that actually even our elites have the possibility of dropping these modules as well, and bosses as well. So keep that in mind, that as you do more stuff in the world, you're going to be obtaining more of these modules. So keep checking back to see if you get any ones that you can use. One thing I want to mention too is that we do have access to a little bit more gear at this point from the world bosses. So before, we weren't actually getting access to, you know, level 60 loot from this. As you can see, even some of these bosses here are still giving level 40 loot. However, if you do go down and look at the Storm Goblin, you can see that actually we have access to level 60 gear from the Storm Goblin up. Any boss above level 50, so it does not include Iron Fang, so all bosses below Iron Fang here on our list do have access to the level 60 drops. You can go here, you can check this, and then check it for every single boss just to be sure. But as you can see, they do all have the ability to drop us our level 60 gear. So that's going to be something that you guys can use to kind of get a little bit more access to loot. In particular, this boss is going to be a highly contested boss because both boots and charm drop in the later dungeons and are not available right now. we do also have additional ways of getting level 60 gear, and that is going to be your actual set pieces. So if you go over talk to this lady, you'll be able to craft your set pieces with these runic alloy shards that we've been getting from the most recent events. And then also you can get them from the store. So if you go to the honor store here and the honor coin shop, you'll see that you can buy 20 shards a week here. Make sure to buy these heavy alloy shards as well, because you can turn them into level 60 gear as well. And that's also where you can get a little bit more reforged stones. So if we go over to this vendor here that we normally have, now he does have the option for level 60 gear, and we can see that he had the option of giving us level 60 reforged stones in placement of our level 40 reforged stones before. So it's definitely going to be worth purchasing and getting the most out of your gear. You do need it for leveling up your gear and making it into those higher levels of mastery dungeons, as well as the hard version of the raid. And as a reminder, you can get these shards right now from the adept trials. Make sure that you're going in here and you're purchasing all 50 of these shards. It is going to be really important, and it is a nice way to get a good jump start on your raid set pieces. Hopefully you guys found this information helpful. Hopefully it will help you get set up for your module journey, as well as your progression potentially into the master mode dungeons here in the next few days. If you guys liked the video, leave a like down below, comment below if you guys want to talk about anything. I'm always happy to have discussions with you guys down there. Subscribe to the channel for more if you want to see more Blue Protocol stuff, or potentially do at Night Abyss, which I'm going to be covering, and we're going to be streaming at the launch later this evening. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.